In this video, we will see the administration of Qalyptus Server, which is necessary for the functioning of Qalyptus Server. We will see the following: General Settings, System Configurations, User Management, License Management. To start, we log into Qalyptus Server as administrator. You can use either your Windows credentials or your Qalyptus credentials. Once connected, we will go to the Qalyptus administration page. The first tab is General Settings. In this tab, you can modify the folder where the log files are saved, the default language of the site, the number of days you want to keep on-demand requests, which are the one-shot executions of tasks and reports, and at the end, you can modify the default email message that will be used when scheduling tasks. The message could be customized for each task. We will go to the System tab to configure an SMTP server so that Qalyptus can distribute reports by email and notify users, such as when they create or reset a password. Click on the button Configure a new SMTP mail server. Enter a name. Add a description if you wish. Enter the sending email address that will be used to send the emails. It is possible to add a prefix to the subject of emails. Enter the address of your SMTP server here. Add the port. Check this box for SSL. If necessary, enter the username and password of the SMTP account. Enter an email address to test the sending of emails. Click Test Connection. If the connection is successful, click Save. When you add users to Qalyptus Server, you must give them a role. Roles are to the maximum level of access that a user can have on Qalyptus Server. 3 default roles are available: administrators, developers, and hub users. The administrator's role has all the permissions. It is reserved for site administrators. The developer's role has the necessary permissions to create and publish reports. The role hub users allows to preview, download, and subscribe to reports in the Qalyptus Hub. You can create roles with permissions more suited to your needs. Click Create a Role. For projects and tasks, you can decide to apply permissions on all projects or only on certain projects. We will, for example, create a role Viewers, which only gives the right to view certain elements in Qalyptus Server. The role is now ready to use. Now going to the configuration of Qalyptus Hub. Qalyptus Hub is a portal that allows users to preview, download, and subscribe to reports. Here you can change the sending email address will be used when sending emails to users who have subscribed to reports. You can also add text at the end of the email message, like, "This is an automatic email. Please do not reply." Now moving on to file storage services. Qalyptus allows you to distribute your reports in local folders, but also in remote storage places like FTP. At the time of recording this video, only the FTP service is available. Other storage services will be added. You can use these services when creating destinations in the Destinations tab. Qalyptus Server includes a backup and restore feature that facilitate the process of backup and restore of the database. It is recommended to create backups regularly so that you can restore your site if necessary. Click on Create Backup to start creating a backup. Enter a name. The backup file will be saved there. Each backup will have a different name. Choose the frequency of the backup. At any time, you can create a backup. To restore the Qalyptus Server database, click on Restore. Enter the full path to the backup file. The file must be located on the same machine as your Qalyptus instance. Then click on Restore. Trusted origins. For security reasons, you can choose the external web addresses authorized to make calls to your Qalyptus server. If, for example, you want to use the Qalyptus On Demand extension to generate your Qalyptus reports from ClickSense, you must add the address of your ClickSense server as the authorized origin. Finally, you can choose the types of authentication you want to use in Qalyptus Server. Your users can authenticate with their Windows credentials or with their email and password that they have created in Qalyptus Server. Now moving on to user management. This is where you will create your users and groups. Users and groups can be created individually or imported with an Excel file. You can also import your users and groups from Windows Active Directory and Azure AD. To create a user, click Add Users. Choose Create User. Enter the full name of the user. A username which must be unique. User email address. If you want to associate the user with a domain account, enter the domain account which is in the form of domain/username. This will allow the user to authenticate with his Windows credential. Now choose the user language. Check the box Ask the user to create his password in order to ask the user to create a password. Add one or more roles to the user. Click Save to create the user. To quickly create multiple users, you can import users using an Excel file. Click on the Add Users button. Choose Import from Excel. The Excel file must respect the order of the expected columns. Use this template to add your users. If the groups do not exist, they will be created. On the other hand, if the roles do not exist, they will be ignored. Choose your Excel file, then click on Import Users. Users and groups are now created. We will now import users and groups from Active Directory and Azure AD. Let's start with Active Directory. Click on Create Directory. Choose Active Directory. Enter a name. If desired, enter a prefix for the groups that will be imported. Enter the LDAP path. If necessary, enter the username and password of your Active Directory. You can also add a filter to specify which users and groups you want to import. Check this box if you want to notify users to create their password. Add a role to users. You can choose between manual synchronization and automatic synchronization. Choose Automatically if you want to schedule your synchronizations. Click Save. You can run the synchronization of the users and the groups at any time. Synchronization is complete. AD users and groups are created in Qalyptus. In the same way, you can import your users and groups from Azure AD. But before that, you need to register an application on your Azure AD. Please consult Qalyptus Help for more details. Once you've registered an app on Azure AD, enter the application ID, directory ID, and the client secret key. In the License tab, you will find information about your license as well as the possibility to renew your license before it expires. Qalyptus Server is now ready to generate and distribute reports to your users. Thank you for watching this video. You can find more videos on Qalyptus documentation website and on our YouTube channel.